Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Bebo. In this video, we're going to take a look at a couple of story problems that involve dividing integers as well as reviewing a couple of our other integer operations. So let's get started. In this first example, we're going to take a look at personal finance. It says Natalie had $165 in her bank account at the beginning of the summer. Over the next 10 weeks, she worked at a summer camp and added $160 to her savings each week while spending only $40 per week. Once she gets back to school, she plans to spend $105 per week. For how many weeks can she make withdrawals until her balance is $0? So there's a lot of information going on in this story problem. The first thing that I see here is that she has $165 in her bank account at the beginning of the summer. And then she's working at a summer camp and adding $160 to her savings account each week and only spending $40 per week. So for this next piece, that's going to be our first step to really helping us figure out how much money she actually has to spend while she's back at school. So I'm just going to write it on top of this picture here that we have for this story problem. It says we saved $160 per week. We spent $40 per week. So if I subtract these two, 160 minus 40 is going to be $120 per week. So that's how much she was actually earning per week. So for this next step, well, if we multiply this by the number of weeks that she worked at the summer camp, which what I have highlighted in pink says 10 weeks, we do 120 times 10, and we're going to get an answer of $1,200. And again, that's over 10 weeks. So that is our first step, right? So step one was to figure out how much money she was making per week at camp. And then step two, so let me go back and label. So this was step one. And then step two was to go through and multiply and find our answer here. So her savings, she already had $165 in her account, right? So step three, let's figure out how much money she's actually earned over these 10 weeks and add it on to that $165 she has in her bank account. So 165 plus 1,200 is going to be 1,365, and that is again what she has in her savings now, right, in her bank account. So total savings is going to be 1,365. So to figure out, once she gets back to school, she plans on spending $105 per week. So for how many weeks can she make withdrawals until her balance is $0? So for the last step, this is where the division is actually going to happen. So step four, we're going to take the amount that we have in savings, 1,365, and we're going to divide it by the amount that she's planning on spending each week, 105. So 1,365 divided by 105. And now we just long divide. So 105 can go into 136 one whole time. So that's 105. We subtract, we get 31, and then we bring down the 5, so 315, skipping ahead a little bit. And then 105 can go into 315 three whole times. And so we're going to find that she can go 13 weeks before she really has to start figuring out how to make money again. So she can withdraw $105 per week for 13 weeks. And then her balance will be $0 at that point. So that's it for that story problem. Let's take a look at one more. This one I have the outline pretty much filled in. So for my students, you're going to see that on your notes. And so you just have to fill in as we go through this video. So over the summer, Oren opens a jewelry making business and begins with $63. Over the next 6 weeks, we sell $80 worth of jewelry each week and spend $17 on supplies. So when he starts back at school, he budgets $49 for food each week, and he needs to know how long before he needs to sell more jewelry. So essentially, at this rate, how long will Oren's savings last? So that is the ultimate question, and it is very similar to the last problem that we did, right? So for steps 1 and 2, we're going to basically figure out the profit each week and how much is being earned over the course of 6 weeks. So we begin with $63, right? That information really won't be helpful until step 3, because notice how I have, down here that's going to be the amount in savings. So I'll go ahead and just skip to that one and write down that $63. Again, that was the amount that we already had essentially in our savings. So over the next 6 weeks, we sell $80 worth of jewelry. So that is our revenue. So we're going to have our revenue minus our cost. So we spend $17 on supplies. So 80 minus 17 is 63. So $63 is our profit per week. Well, over the 6 weeks, how much did we earn? So we're going to do 63 times 6 and find an answer of 378. So 378 is earned over the 6 weeks. So going to step 3 now, again, we began with $63, so we already had that in our account. We then earned $378 over the 6 weeks. 63 plus 378 is going to tell me how much we have in our savings, so $441. When we add 63 plus 378, you should come up with 441. So to figure out how long this is going to last, we're going to take how much we have in savings, 441. We're going to divide that by the $49 that we're spending on food each week. And when we do 441 divided by 49, we're going to come up with 9 weeks. So at this rate, Oren's savings will last 9 weeks. And just like the previous problem, at that point, he's going to have to find out another way to earn some more money. So that's it for this video. I hope that helps with dividing integers in these application problems. Thanks again for watching.